The government isn't going to tell you we're in a recession. Your bank isn't going to tell you. Your employer definitely isn't going to tell you. But I will. Because someone has to say it out loud. We are already in it. Not coming, not possibly approaching. Already here. And the fact that most people don't see it yet, that's exactly what makes it so dangerous. Here's what they're not saying on CNBC. The average American right now is poorer than they were 3 years ago. Not because they earn less, but because everything costs more. Debt is at record highs, and the financial playbook most people are following was written for an economy that no longer exists. You are running yesterday's strategy in today's fire, and it is costing you. I'm Max, and this channel exists for one reason: to give you the financial clarity that nobody else is willing to hand you straight. No sugarcoating, no slow build. Just the truth about what's happening, what it means for your money, and exactly what to do about it right now. Because here's the controversial part, and I mean this. A recession is only a disaster if you're unprepared. For the people who see it coming and move correctly, it is the single greatest wealth-building window of a generation. I've lived that, and in the next 15 minutes, I'm going to show you how. Look, before we get into the solution, I need to be real with you about what most people are doing wrong. And I'm saying most, not some, not a few. Most people are making the same 3 or 4 moves that look perfectly fine on the surface, but are quietly destroying their financial future. Mistake number 1, keeping your money in a standard savings account and thinking you're being responsible. The average traditional savings account in the US pays just 0.46% APY, while inflation ran at 3.4% in 2023. That means your money sitting safely in the bank is actually shrinking in purchasing power every single day. Think about that for a second. You put $100 in your savings account. A year later, you have $100.46. But because of inflation, that $100 can now only buy what $97 bought a year ago. You didn't save money. You lost money, slowly, quietly, while you congratulated yourself on being responsible. That is not saving. That is a slow leak in your financial engine, and most people don't even feel it happening. Mistake number 2, living paycheck to paycheck and calling it normal. According to a 2024 Lending Club report, 62% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck, including people earning 6-figure salaries. This isn't a low-income problem. This is a financial behavior problem. Let me say that again, because it's important. People earning $100,000 a year, people who on paper look like they've made it, are one unexpected expense away from a financial crisis. Why? Because their lifestyle expanded with their income. Because society told them that making more money means spending more money. And they believed it. Mistake number 3, waiting for the right time to invest. According to JP Morgan's 2023 Asset Management Guide, missing just the 10 best trading days in the S&P 500 over a 20-year period cut returns by more than half, from roughly 9.8% annually down to 5.6%. Timing the market is almost always worse than time in the market. Here's a metaphor I want you to hold on to. Imagine you have a fruit tree in your backyard. Every spring, it produces fruit. But instead of planting the seeds, you keep them in a jar on your kitchen counter, waiting for the perfect weather, the perfect soil, the perfect moment. Meanwhile, your neighbor, who's no smarter than you, no luckier than you, planted their seeds 3 years ago. Their tree is already producing fruit. Yours is still in a jar. That's what waiting to invest does to you. Every year you delay is a year of compounding you can never get back. And the 4th mistake, and this one stings, not having an emergency fund, not a savings account I dip into when I want something. A real locked away, don't touch unless the world is on fire emergency fund. A 2023 Bankrate survey found that only 44% of Americans could cover a $1,000 emergency from savings. The other 56% would need to borrow, use a credit card, or ask family for help. That means if your car breaks down tomorrow, if your refrigerator dies, if you have an unexpected medical bill, the majority of people watching this right now would go into debt just to handle it. That's the tightrope most of us are walking, and in a recession, that tightrope gets thinner. Let me tell you what happened to me, because this isn't just statistics. This was my life. It was about 2 years ago. I had a decent job. Not great, but decent. I was making enough to cover my bills, eat well, go out on weekends. I thought I was fine. I wasn't keeping a tight budget or anything, but I wasn't overspending either. Or so I thought. Then 2 things happened at once. My rent went up $400 a month, and my company laid off about 15% of the staff. I kept my job, barely, but the message was loud and clear. Nothing is guaranteed. And suddenly, I did the math and realized that if I lost my income, I had maybe 6 weeks before I couldn't pay my bills. 6 weeks. I had a savings account. I had some money in it, but I had been treating it like a debit card with extra steps. Every time something came up, a trip, a new laptop, a bill I hadn't budgeted for, I dipped into it, and I kept telling myself I'd replenish it later. Later never came. So there I was. Inflation was eating my purchasing power. My rent had jumped, my savings were thin, and the market was doing something wild that I didn't understand well enough to act on with confidence. I felt paralyzed, and that paralysis is expensive. When you don't move, your money doesn't move, but your expenses do. The thing that saved me wasn't some genius investment tip. It wasn't a side hustle or a lucky trade. It was this. I stopped lying to myself about where my money was going. I sat down. No phone, no TV, just a notebook. And I tracked every dollar I'd spent in the previous 90 days. Every coffee, every subscription I'd forgotten about, every small purchase that didn't feel like a big deal in the moment. And when I added it all up, I found nearly $800 a month going places I couldn't even clearly remember. $800 every month, just disappearing. That was the moment everything shifted, because I realized that the problem was never how much I was making. It was the gap between what I earned and what I could account for, and I was hemorrhaging money through 100 tiny holes I'd never thought to plug. Now let's zoom out, because I want you to understand what a recession actually does. Not what the news tells you it does, but what it functionally does to your money and your options. A recession is not a punishment, it's a correction. It's the economy's way of squeezing out excess, overvalued assets, over-leveraged businesses, unsustainable spending patterns. And in that squeeze, wealth doesn't disappear. It transfers. During the 2008 financial crisis, US household wealth dropped by $13 trillion. But by 2012, the wealth of the top 1% had already fully recovered, while median household wealth remained 40% below pre-crisis levels. That's from Pew Research. Let me make that viscerally clear. During one of the worst financial crises in modern history, a specific group of people not only survived, but came out ahead. Why? Because they had the right assets. They had liquidity, cash, or things that could quickly become cash. They understood that a recession is a sale, and they bought while everyone else was panicking and selling. Think about it like this. Imagine a neighborhood that floods every 20 years. Most people build their houses on the ground floor, right by the river, because the view is nice and the land is cheap. Then the flood comes and they lose everything. but a few people. The ones who studied the history, who read the maps. They built on higher ground. Their house wasn't as flashy. Their neighbors thought they were overcautious. But when the water rose, they stood dry. Financial preparation is building on higher ground. It's not glamorous. It doesn't get likes on Instagram. But when the flood comes, and it always comes, you're the person still standing. According to Forbes, over 90 new billionaires were created during the 2020 COVID recession, many through real estate, stocks, and business acquisitions made during the downturn, when prices were low and opportunities were everywhere. So the question isn't whether a recession hurts. It does. The question is whether it hurts you more than it helps someone else, or whether you're one of the people positioned to move when others are frozen. All right, let's get into the actual moves. Not theory, not inspiration, actions. Things you can do this week, some of them today, that will change the trajectory of your financial life. The first move is the financial audit, and I mean a real one. Not the 2-minute kind, where you glance at your bank balance and decide you're roughly fine. I want you to take the last 90 days of transactions and put them into 3 categories: needs, wants, and waste. Needs are rent, utilities, food, transportation. Wants are dining out, entertainment, subscriptions you actually use. Waste is everything else. Subscriptions you forgot about, impulse purchases, fees you didn't notice, coffees that added up. Once you see the waste category, you'll be genuinely shocked. Most people find somewhere between $200 and $1,000 a month in that category. That is your recession buffer. That money isn't gone. It's just misdirected. The second move is to build a proper emergency fund, separate from your regular savings account. Not in the same place you use for everyday spending, somewhere slightly inconvenient to access, so you don't treat it like a piggy bank. A high-yield savings account is perfect for this. As of early 2024, high-yield savings accounts from online banks like Marcus, Ally, or SoFi were offering 4.5% to 5% APY, over 10 times the national average savings rate. Your goal is 3 to 6 months of essential living expenses, saved and untouched. If your essential monthly costs are $2,000, that means $6,000 to $12,000 sitting in a high-yield account earning real interest while it waits. This is not your investment portfolio. This is your foundation. Without this foundation, every other financial move you make is built on sand. The third move is to start investing, even small amounts, with consistency. I know what some of you are thinking. Max, I can barely cover my bills. How am I supposed to invest? And I hear you. But here's the thing about compounding interest. It is the closest thing to a financial superpower that exists, and it only works with time. If you invest $100 a month starting at age 25 with a 7% average annual return, you'll have approximately $262,000 by age 65. If you start at 35, that number drops to $121,000. A 10-year delay cuts your result by more than half. You don't need to be rich to invest. You need to be consistent. Start with index funds. Specifically, low-cost index funds that track the S&P 500. These are not individual stocks. You're not picking winners and losers. You're buying a small piece of the 500 largest companies in America. When the market goes down, you don't panic, you buy more. When the market goes up, your net worth grows. This is the long game. This is how ordinary people build extraordinary wealth. The fourth move, and this one is specifically recession armor, is to diversify your income. I want to be careful here because I'm not telling you to quit your job and start a YouTube channel. That's not the advice. The advice is your single income stream is a vulnerability in an economic downturn. The US Bureau of Labor Statistics reported that during the first quarter of 2023, over 4.5 million Americans held more than one job. And beyond second jobs, the gig economy and digital products create income streams that recessions don't automatically eliminate. Think about what skills you have that someone else needs: graphic design, copywriting, tutoring, social media management, cooking, even renting out a room or a parking space. These aren't get-rich-quick schemes. They're additional rivers flowing into your financial reservoir. One river drying up doesn't empty the reservoir. The fifth move. And this one is the mindset shift that makes all the others possible, is to stop consuming like it's a normal economy. Look, I'm not saying live like a monk. I'm saying be surgical about your spending in the way that a surgeon is precise with a scalpel. Every dollar you spend right now is a vote for your financial future or against it. Here's a question I want you to sit with. Every time you make a non-essential purchase in the next 30 days, ask yourself this: is this bringing me closer to financial security, or is this the kind of thing I'll wish I hadn't bought when the world gets harder? Some things will pass that test, some things won't. That moment of pause is free. The decision it helps you make could be worth thousands. Let me tell you how the story ended, or really, how it shifted. After I did my 90-day audit, I found $740 a month that I'd been spending on things I genuinely could not clearly remember or justify. I cancelled 4 subscriptions I'd completely forgotten about. I stopped eating out for lunch every day and started meal prepping on Sundays, which, by the way, I actually enjoy now. I renegotiated my car insurance and saved $90 a month. Just those moves freed up nearly $900 a month. I split that money 3 ways. 1/3 went into my high-yield savings account to build my emergency fund. 1/3 went into a Roth IRA, investing in index funds. 1/3 went toward paying down my highest interest credit card. Within 8 months, I had 3 months of expenses saved. Within 14 months, I had my credit card paid off and was putting more into investments. And here's the wild part. My income didn't change significantly in that period. I just stopped losing money. I didn't realize I was losing. That's the thing about financial transformation that nobody puts on a motivational poster. It's not usually a breakthrough moment where someone hands you an opportunity and your life changes overnight. It's the quiet, disciplined decision to look clearly at reality and then make tiny, consistent adjustments that compound over time. The recession didn't destroy me. It woke me up. Here's what I want you to understand about the moment we're in. This isn't just a temporary blip in a generally upward economy. The signals: rising debt, stagnant wages relative to costs, global supply chain instability, housing affordability at generational lows. These are structural. They don't fix themselves overnight. US total household debt hit a record $17.5 trillion in the fourth quarter of 2023, according to the Federal Reserve Bank of New York. Credit card delinquencies rose to their highest rate since 2012. According to Harvard's Joint Center for Housing Studies, housing costs now consume more than 30% of income for 22 million American renters, the highest level since they began tracking this data. The economy is under real pressure, and the people who will navigate this best are not the ones waiting for it to get better on its own. They're the people who decided, right now, today, in this exact moment, to take control of the variables they can control. You cannot control interest rates. You cannot control your landlord's decision to raise rent. You cannot control whether your company has another round of layoffs. But you can control your spending. You can control your savings rate. You can control whether you start investing now or wait another year. You can control whether you build a second income stream or stay entirely dependent on one source. Control what you can control. That's not a cliche. In a volatile economy, it's the entire strategy. Look, I'm going to be straight with you for the last 30 seconds of this video. Most people who watch this video will nod their heads, feel a little fired up, and then go back to doing exactly what they were doing before. Not because they're lazy, not because they don't care, but because change is hard and the mental distance between understanding something and actually doing it is enormous. I don't want that to be you. So here's what I'm asking. Not for me, for you. Pick one thing from this video. Just one. The audit. The high-yield savings account. The first investment. One move. Do it before you go to sleep tonight. Not this weekend. Not when things calm down. Tonight. Because the recession isn't waiting for you to be ready. The economy isn't going to pause while you get your act together. The only question is whether you move now with clarity and intention, or whether you get moved by circumstances later without any choice in the matter. And you've been watching this channel because some part of you knows you're capable of more, not just surviving this, thriving through it, building real wealth, real security, real peace of mind during a time when most people are terrified. That's the opportunity inside the recession. That's what Max Wealth is here for. If this video hit different, share it with someone who needs it. Drop in the comments which of the 5 moves you're starting with. I read everything, and I want to hear from you. And if you're not subscribed yet, hit that button, because we've got more coming that you do not want to miss. I'm Max. The recession is already here, and now, so are you. Let's get to work.